Disassembly of a Platinum PTL-5000 is not particularly straightforward, but it can definitely be done. Take off the cap, unscrew the barrel, post cap and barrel for easy storage. Remove the converter by pulling it out. Make sure the piston is about halfway through, just to make things easier for yourself. Then grab the reservoir and with a quick firm twist, open up the metal part, unscrew it, take it off. Piston turning knob can be screwed off. Little spacer can just be pulled off, and then pull out the converter, the piston of the converter. Apply a little bit of silicone grease right there, as well as on the threads. Clean out the ink reservoir well with a little bit of a rolled up tissue. For now I'll just tell you what to do and not actually show you that, but I'm sure you can figure out how to roll up a tissue. Right, when you're done, put the piston back in, put the spacer back on there. Take the turning knob, gently screw it on there. Take the metal part, screw that back on there, and you're done. Now, when it comes to the section, it can be disassembled completely, but it's not as straightforward as with some other pins. The nib and feet are not friction fit. That is, they are friction fit, but you can only access them by going in from behind. So here's what to do. The first time, take a little bit of warm water and dunk the section in with the nipple end first. Leave it in there for a couple of minutes. Now when I say hot water, I don't mean boiling water. I mean water that may have been boiled, but that currently is off the boil. Don't make it too hot, because that can give you a bit of problem with melting. After all, parts of this are actually plastic. Once you're satisfied after a couple of minutes, just take out the section. Put away your water. Don't drink it. It's not a dram, you know. Alright, now you take this. Here's what to do. You unscrew this metal part, and the first time that's going to be difficult. After that you can do it with your bare hands, but the first time it makes a lot of sense to use a little bit of grippy material. Grab the section as well as the metal part and just unscrew them. Now if that does not work and you absolutely have to get off this bit, here's what to do. You do this at your own risk though. So don't come crying to Hamish, "Oh Hamish, I ruined up my pen." That's your problem. I'm telling you, this is dangerous. Now here's what you do. You take the section, put it in some grippy material. Put some more grippy material around that metal part. Now what you're going to do is ideally use section pliers, but assuming you don't have them, whip out your big tool. Now without applying much pressure, all you're doing is holding it. Just unscrew the section. That should work too. Now be very, very, very careful when you do this, because if you bend this, it is thin metal, you may not be able to fit your converter back in. So only do this when you're absolutely desperate. Otherwise do it with grippy material, soak it in some more hot water. Considering you've managed to do that, here's what to do. You unscrew the metal part, and as you can see, after doing it once it should become a lot easier. Unscrew the entire metal part, take it out. Careful you don't lose the little ring. Then you can pull out the nib and feet. What I usually do is I just grab the feet. You can grab the nib and feet like this, just gently push them out, and they pop out right there. Now there is one part that you should not lose. That's that metal, that's that rubber O-ring. Be careful you don't accidentally flush that down the sink, because then your pen will not really write very well anymore. Alright, so you've got that in here. And then the nib, it just slides off, you see. You can slide that off, clean that well, clean under the nib, flush the feed very well, and once you are ready, take the nib, put it back on there, take the rubber O-ring, put that back on there. And then be very careful the way you put it into the section. As you may see, there is a T shape there. So if you don't do it the right way, the nib is not going to fit. So take the nib and feed, align them properly, and they should slide in straight away from behind, which is always a lot of fun. Now here you take your little metal ring, put it on there, take your metal part, screw that back in there, and please be aware, screw it in properly. It's only going to fit in one way. Yeah. Screw that back in. Make sure it's nice and tight without over tightness. Again, it is plastic, so be a little careful. Put in your converter. Take your barrel. Screw it in. Pop the cap on. Sit back and have yourself some haggis. And now you can take your dram